Aloha. It's another beautiful day in Waikiki on the island of Oahu, and boy, look at the color of the water today. Tide's pretty low, but it is beautiful today. Nice and sunny. Sun is high. Great visibility on the water. Aloha Nancy and Christian, Mary Kay, Lisa, Elsie Martin III, Janet as always, Michael, I believe you said that's Michelle, and then Michelle Boyle, Wade, good to see you, man. You've been off the clock a little bit. Hello, Jennifer Tucker. Can you guys see how clear the water is today? It's rained a little bit at night, not significantly, but the tide is low and the water is super clear. And I just saw over on the other side, I'll try and see if he's over there again. It was the biggest blowfish, pufferfish I had ever seen. Can you see the needlefish? I'll just hold it very slow, very still. There's probably 50 of those neon colored needlefish. And if you can see right, it looks like a lionfish straight down there at the very bottom. It's right on the bottom. It's pretty camouflaged. I don't know if you could see it or not. Cheryl, you're on your way? Very good. This is a very popular spot for us and for a lot of people. It's a little bit shallow. The tide is low today. You can see the reefs that are usually, this is good. This is actually a good thing for some of the long time viewers. If you see this, you see the reef out there? It's just below the surface. Now you see what some of these surfers are going right over the top of when they surf and why they avoid some of those areas. It's very difficult, if not impossible, to see those areas here when the water's higher, but when it's low, you can actually see them. Let's see if we can see that eel that lives down here. There's an eel. I'll try to get in the shadows a little bit. There's an orange-ish colored eel that lives right down in these rocks. He's been there for a long time, and a lot of the fishermen, when they run their smaller catch across that eel will snag it. And I've actually seen that happen on my own. All right, well, let's get started. We're wasting time here. All right, here's beautiful Waikiki Beach. Let's just do a really quick pan here, let everybody see where we are. Hello, Lance. Oh, it's a perfect day. Perfect day. Waves are still really calm, very surfable. Not too busy. Tonight will be an inbound night for travelers, as well as tomorrow. Janine, this actually has a number of Waikiki Wall, Waikiki Beach Wall, Surfers Waikiki Beach Wall. It's really just the concrete pier that runs perpendicular to Kalakaua, which is that road right there. And then if you see this, where this kind of a sandy road continues, there's a street that crosses it. That's Kalakaua, but right on the other side is Kapahulu. And Kapahulu is a main street in Waikiki. Takes you out of Waikiki into the freeways. Hello, Doug and Mary Kay and Barb. Where are you guys watching from? If you guys don't mind, I love seeing that. I go back and I'll watch some of the comments, or Terry will tell me a lot of the comments on where you guys are watching from. It's pretty surprising how diverse our audience is. Given the time of day, we try to make it the best time of day, and we think that 1 o'clock Hawaii time or 9 o'clock Hawaii time is usually the best. Yes, there's a puffer fish that's right up here, right about where that girl is in the pink, right there, right under that, right in that area. There was a puffer fish that was massive, and it was just hanging out. I just walked, as I was walking up here to film. Let me see if it was just past these wave breaks. I mean, it was big. I don't think you guys are going to be able to see it anyway. How many of you are familiar? Oh, let's see, Australia, New Zealand, Arizona, North Carolina. Good job, guys. Glad you could tune in. And it's this area of Waikiki Beach, because it's this little protected area. It's very, very calm. So the water you can see all the way to the bottom. Obviously, it's only about 2 or 3 feet deep at this point. Well, you can see that gentleman. He's walking, standing in it. And there's the collection of hotels right on Kalakaua, the heart of Waikiki. Be here in December. You're from Oregon and Texas. You can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 catamarans that are out there today. That's one of the catamarans. Each of these catamarans come up here on the beach, and they're actually all of the ones that are on the beach. There's usually 4 to 6 of them. And it looks like they're all out today. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful day. All right, so over 100 of you, so most of you are OGs that I'm seeing on here. I see Nancy and Janet and Wade, Sandy. All right, so we're just going to have a private members meeting here among us folk. And on our way, I thought we would walk this way. Since we go down there so infrequently, I thought we would walk down that way and look at one of my favorite neighborhoods in the world, which is right down there at the end of this drive. And we'll talk about some things on the way. All right, so not the negative, I don't like even bringing it up because there's so few people, but some of the people that make complaints, they have good points. And so very infrequently do they make good points that when they do make one, I want to point it out. And I want to just kind of mention it to you guys. So on our last stream, we did this series of 3 streams, which I think was a better idea. I'm glad we did that instead of one super long stream. We're going to do that in the future. We were on the trolley, and a couple of they're locals, they're local people who complained. They actually, I'm not calling them out specially because they actually commented purposely and said they were locals, and that's why they wanted me to hear their comments. When we were doing this live stream, the driver was talking about, and it's just, and I'll explain that a little bit later in more detail, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But they commented that I should have kept quiet and not talked during the live stream on when the trolley driver was talking, because she was giving historical facts and things of that nature. And they're correct. I shouldn't have said anything, but I was certainly not trying to overtalk her. I was trying to comment on some of the things that I thought you guys would be, you'd be interested in. I wanted to just kind of clarify a couple things, and I didn't, if it seemed verbose, I didn't mean to be. But the most specific thing she was talking about when I said the first hotel in Waikiki, and everybody says that it's a Moana Surfrider, and realistically, it's not. There's another hotel, and I've done a couple of streams talking about it, and that's why I'm going to show you today. And it's not a big deal. I mean, it doesn't matter. Actually, it would be better if Ala Moana was the really true first hotel, because that's a story that everybody says, and it's much more romantic. And the 1901, which is the year they first opened up, is, that plays a big part in their marketing. And I'm not here to berate somebody who says any differently. I just wanted to point it out that there was a small hotel that was built before, and that's it. But they really took umbrage with that and said that it was not good for me to do that. So I'm not here to debate it. I'm just going to tell you what the facts and the history are, and you can look it up or whatever you like. But I just didn't want you guys to think that I was trying to make fun of or undermine the driver. I think she did a great job. We tipped her good and everything. So from Munich, Germany, and Nikki. Yeah, the Moana Surf Hotel is nice. And by the way, we're going to do a post. We were going to post it this week, but we thought we heard some good news. And the post was essentially that the tower that had the balcony that fell off, the balcony railing that fell off, we heard that it was maybe going to be opening up, but we had actually 2 weeks ago confirmed with the manager, the front manager, that the tower was going to be closed indefinitely, or the balconies on the tower are going to be closed indefinitely. And then this last week, just as we were going to make the post, we thought we heard something to the contrary. We walked down and confirmed it again, and it is true that if you look on the Moana Surfriders right there in dead center, Moana Surfrider, they had a balcony railing that fell off about a month or so ago, maybe a little bit longer. And as a result of that, they zip tied closed the balcony sliding glass doors so you can't go out on your balcony, which I think is a great idea for liability, but B, it's not very good for the people who paid good money to stay at the hotel and they planned on having some beautiful views and going out on their balcony during their stay. I'm not quite sure what type of compensation or refund or discount, rebate, whatever they're doing for guests, but that's the case. So, but Moana Surfrider is a beautiful, beautiful hotel. I would stay there, have stayed there a number of times, but the issue about the balcony is that they're closed indefinitely on that entire tower, sadly. Hello, Evelyn. We've just been hobnobbing until you got here, so now we're ready to get serious. We're walking along the corner of, right across from Queen Kapiolani Beach, which is right straight ahead of me here. And then over here to the far left, I'll show you, we were starting from right there. That's the Honolulu Zoo. And right here in front of us, as most of you know, is our favorite cafe on the beach, Barefoot Beach Cafe. And we'll walk right in front of it. This beach is really popular primarily with locals, and how that happens, I really don't know. And really, if you look at that wall, that beach wall that we were just on, that is a natural divider that somehow most of the locals will stay on this side and the visitors stay on the other side. It's not designated as such, but that's just how it happens. Many of the local families come here on the weekends, and we'll have barbecues and music and dancing and just get-ups, and it's pretty fantastic. Hello, Nessa and Molly and Dorothy, Kim, aloha, Vanessa. Yeah, I like this area as well. Yeah, Barefoot Beach. Barefoot Beach Cafe, you can't really go wrong. Best luau to go to. That's a difficult question. Let me just kind of walk through this park area here real quick. Best luau, it really depends. I mean, there's something for everybody. If you want something that's really affordable, but it's somewhat of a nice luau, or if you want something that you want to get out of town and you don't mind traveling on a bus, tour bus with a bunch of other people you don't know, that's kind of a pet peeve of mine. But I know that's not the issue with everybody, so that kind of eliminates some. There are some pretty nice in-town luau's, like the one at Royal Hawaiian. It's a little pricey, but it's very, very nice. You don't have to walk, you don't have to drive anywhere. You just walk from your hotel to Royal Hawaiian. Hilton Hawaiian Village is just massive. If you want something that's a bigger entertainment value, that's probably the one to go to. But also the Rakahula. I actually like Rakahula because, one, they cook all their own food. They have all their own culinary services, so their food is exceptional. And they also have a show at the end of their luau that's available that has some really good singers. They have an Elvis impersonator who I would put up with anybody. He used to play at the Imperial in Las Vegas, so he's top notch. He's really, really good, and they play all the Elvis Presley Hawaii music, but their food prior to that is exceptional. And it's like a Las Vegas style variety show, really. So it's very, very good. Then the other, obviously, if you want something that's going to be really in depth with, ethnic foods and music, and have a bunch of things you could do, that's Polynesian Cultural Center. That's on the other side of the island, but you are definitely going to be driving, unless you take drive yourself in an Uber or your rental car. You're going to be taking a a bus, a rental bus. I mean, a tour bus rather. So that's a Polynesian Cultural Center, by the way. And then the other is out there by Ko'olina Resort and the Four Seasons, Iolani, is the Paradise Cove. And that's one of my favorites. If I were going to do any of them out of town, leaving Waikiki, I would definitely do Paradise Cove, in my opinion. But if you're going to stay in town, probably Rockahula. It's not the traditional where you're going to traditional luau where you'll see fire dancers and all that, but they do have pretty decent entertainment, great food, and the live show afterwards is really nice. I'd be curious what some of the people watching, what they would say.
Funny idea, so they made him the mascot.
Yeah, you can see by the responses that it's somewhat split. Everybody has a different opinion. And it's just based on taste. Do you want to drive your own rental car? Do you want to take a bus? Do you want to stay in town? Price. As far as just Hawaii and Hawaiian entertainment, you all know my favorite is Halekulani. Their evening show that they have from 5:30 to 9:30, I think it is, every night. You can simply go. You can reserve a table, which you should, or you can go and sit at their bar, Earl's Beach Bar, and watch and just have drinks and just some of their bar food. But in my opinion, that's absolutely the best bang for the buck for any type of entertainment, any type of live music and show in Waikiki. And that's the at Halekulani Hotel. Hello, Viola. Glad you can make it. Yeah, it's only on Facebook. We'll be doing a YouTube stream only coming up. We'll do one starting next week. We're doing one a week on YouTube. So that actually went on a little longer than I thought. So let's do a little programming updates. This Friday night, we normally do 6 o'clock start time, but we're going to be doing a 4 o'clock start time. And we are going to go to the outlet mall out north of here, and then we are going to go. There's like 55 outlet stores. We're not going to go to all of them, but I just wanted you guys to see what that area looked like, how far away it was from Waikiki. Actually, strike that. We're not going to show you how far it is from Waikiki. It's actually 30 minutes. So we'll be taking a drive out there. But there's 55 outlet stores. They have food, clothing, merchandise, and I just want to show you that. We're not going to spend a lot of time, but that just happens to be a point of interest for a lot of people, and I thought we would just show that to you. Okay. And then across the street from there at about 5 o'clock. We'll spend about an hour maybe at the most at the outlet malls. And then we're going to walk down the road a piece to go to the food truck event. And that food truck event is something else. There's 50 different food trucks of all types of cuisines. Chinese, Japanese, Filipino, Hawaiian, Greek, Samoan, all types of wonderful, wonderful food. And sadly, Shasta will not be joining me, so I'm going to try and recruit somebody to fill in the Shasta blank. And that will either be somebody at the event, or maybe we'll just, because I want some people to taste some of the food. I'm not going to be able to taste a lot of it. And I want to buy some and let you take a look at it, because I think you guys seeing it is part of the fun. You know what, Jenna? That's a great question. We might do that. We might do the outlet mall. If it ends up being more like 45 minutes or so, we may do that, just because it streams better that way. I think you guys have a better experience when they're isolated streams. What do you think? What do you guys think? Would you rather those be two separate streams? And just consider that, you know, you may not be interested in the shopping and only the food trucks, and it may be kind of a pain for you to scroll through or fast forward through the outlet mall stream. Two separate. Yeah, Lance. You guys see the mother and the baby chickens around her. She's scratching the ground for them and then leaving a trail behind her. She's, gosh, oh my, how many? She has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 chicks. Wow. So this area right here is Queen Kapiolani Park. I think I know we've talked about this a number of times. You may be bored with me telling you about it, but it actually leads into the history of the Sansochi Hotel, which is the other part of this stream that we're going to be talking about. But that's the Friday stream. So we're going to be doing it looks like you guys want to do two separate streams, so that's what we'll do. So we're going to do the outlet shopping, and then we will be doing the food trucks. And I'm going to do my best to try and recruit somebody to test some of the food while we're there. If not, you'll get a great example of what the food is. We'll take some time and go through there, because I don't want to just walk through it like we do some of the souvenir kiosks at the street festival. We'll look at some of the food, and I'm going to be off my fast, so there's not going to be any reason why I can't eat anything you guys have in mind to have me try. I actually there's a lobster and prime rib truck that I hear about that I would love to try that, and I think it's like $59, maybe $69, but it's a big lobster tail and a big prime rib, so we'll try and give that a shot. We're coming up right here on Waikiki Aquarium. Have any of you been here, the Waikiki Aquarium? Oh. What's for lunch, guys? Never gets old when she scratches in there and the chicks jump in there to eat the bugs and stuff. Easily entertained. I'm talking about me, by the way. Waikiki Aquarium. Have any of you been? Yeah, yes. Maybe we could do a live stream of that one day. That'd be an easy, brief and easy stream. All right, and then let's get to Sunday's stream, which brought up a series of the other complaints that they had, was that my enunciation and pronunciation, more so, about Hawaiian names. Like I called, when we were coming back, I called it Kaka'aku instead of Kaka'ako. And they said that if I'm going to be doing live streams of Hawaii and Hawaii names, that I should learn how to pronounce them correctly. And I've always been the first to tell you, don't listen to me. I mean, actually, Shasta even makes fun of how I pronounce names. So my apologies if I offended anybody, but it's Kaka'ako neighborhood, and I'll do my best. I do my best to. And when Shasta's with me, she's always quick to correct me, which is good. I'm glad we have her to to clear things up. Here, I want to step just across here just for a second, just so you get kind of an idea of just how big this park is. And then I want you to see something about the Waikiki shell. Okay, do you see that building, the white arc right straight through there? That's the Waikiki shell. That's where they have the new Honolulu, Hulu show that they have. I think it's every day but Thursday for some reason. Yeah, every day but Thursday at 9:30. But you'll see a post about it on our Facebook page. But look you see the very far end of the street down there at Kapahulu. It starts there. This is the Queen Kapiolani Park. It goes all the way over to that far street over there where you see the cars running. Obviously at the base of Diamondhead, which is right there. And goes all the way down to that neighborhood where Kaimana Hotel is. That's where we're going. But just to give you a little bit of history, and it actually dovetails in with what we're going to be telling you about the first hotel. The King Kalakaua just named this park Queen Kapiolani Park in 1877. There's like 300 some acres. I've heard 313 or 330 acres. It's over 300, so it's huge. And it's right across the street from the this park here. And it's actually where the War Memorial is, right straight through there. That's the entrance to the War Memorial. We're going to walk over there in just a second. That was built in 1927, or it opened in 1927. And the very first person to swim in it is Duke Kahanamoku. And he had already won the gold medal in the Olympics. And the actual name is Natatorium, the Waikiki Natatorium. And it was closed in 1941 for World War II training for the Navy. I know it's easy to say Navy SEALs, but I don't think it was Navy SEALs at that time, because the SEALs were like from the 60s. But anyway, that gives you an idea of just kind of of the lay of the land here. But the land here, this land here, as you guys know, as you've heard from me say a number of times, all this used to be, like in the early 1920s, or 1900s, it was rice fields and swamp and stagnant water, and nothing was buildable. There were two places that were buildable in the early 1900s. One was that beach right there, the beachfront, Sansouci. It's S-A-N-S space S-O-U-C-I, and it means without care. That's what it means, without care. But but soon after that, there was the canal was built. The Alawai Canal started being built, and that was used to drain all the water off the beach area here, and it actually took the canal right there where Honolulu Harbor is right now, and the Alawai was built, or was filled in. And the idea was that it was going to circulate water, and it was going to be alive, like a reef area, and the reef back in that area was going to be able to clean the water as it flowed back and forth, but it ended up not doing that, and it became stagnant, and it's been that way ever since. It's not really been a great project. And it's actually been tried to be refilled and built up, and it's just been not great. But right in here, that's where a guy by the name of, if you see where no one knows this really for sure, but I'm just going to give this as a disclaimer. If you see where the edge of that hotel, that's Sansochi Beach. That's the beach where you see on the news where famously Rocky the monk seal usually has her babies, or she's had her babies over the last several years. But on the corner of that beach right there, a guy by the name of George Herbert had a house. It was a big house. It was, and I don't remember how many rooms it was, but it ended up being like an 8 or 10 room little mini hotel, and he sold it to a Greek guy, George Lycougas, I believe that's how you say his last name, and he called it Sansochi Hotel, and it was like 10 or 12 rooms, and he had it in 1893, but it only stayed open a few years, and then it went back to a house. But that is actually the very first hotel, and it was right on that corner along this beach somewhere. So I don't want to say exactly where the corner of that hotel was. But there you go, right there. And then, of course, 1901 is when the Moana Surf Rider opened up. But it closed again in 1904. It got sold because, do you know why? They couldn't make any money. They could not make money at the Moana Surf Rider, so they closed it in 1904. But it opened back up soon after that, and then it's down to history books is what's happened to it since. This is the, right here on the other side is the Lotus Hotel. It used to be the W Hotel. You can kind of see it down here. But this first hotel, you see it, the Kaimana, it's right up here on the right-hand side. Let's let these people pass us by so we don't force them on camera. Cassie, too bad you can't be here for our What the Truck event. How was your stay, Cassie?
You never really got on the...
Oh, you just landed in Vegas. Well, stay there in Vegas. They should comp your room based on your name anyway. You love the Big Island? Well, that's actually a good question. Do you like the Big Island better or Oahu? If you had to go to one of them again, or if you were to visit one again, where would you go? Yeah, it used to be called the New Otani. It was like in the 50s. It was called New Otani. But this area is where the Sansochi Hotel was, and then it went out of business. But then it went to, like I said, it went to Moana Surf Rider, and then Seaside Hotel is where Royal Hawaiian is right now, and that was like in 27. It's called the Seaside, but then it was changed to the Royal Hawaiian later on. I think the 40s. Don't hold me to that. Do you guys want to go inside the Kaimana Hotel? See that's the residential building. See Sansochi, that's how you spell it right there. So if you want to win some money on a bar bet and someone says, what's the oldest hotel or what's the first hotel? Just tell them Sansochi and pull up Wikipedia and read the history, and because everybody's going to tell you it's Moana Surf Rider. Or just let them be right. It's not an issue. Here we go. This Kaimana, this is a really small boutique hotel, but I really like it. Check out the lobby. They just recently redid a lot of the lobby here. Actually, all the lobby here, but they're very famous for their bar area right here and their breakfast restaurant, which is right back here. I don't want to go down there, but I want you to take a look at it. And look how close it is to the beach. You get here, imagine early in the morning, have your breakfast. And the bar here is really nice. They have a, see the bar area? It's Kaimana, and it's very small. It's a boutique style hotel right outside of Waikiki, and it's very, very quiet. Very quiet. Yeah, it is a great restaurant. It was New Otani Hotel for a long time. So if you've heard people speak of New Otani, that's what it was. Or this was the New Otani Waikiki. We used to come in here and see Jim Neighbors in here all the time. He used to live right down here, 2 buildings down, 3 buildings down. Do any of you know who Jim Neighbors is? All right, Cassie. Tell Tommy boy we said hello. Can't wait to see you guys back here next year. If you ever move to Oahu, you have a job. Tommy's on his own, but you have a job. Yep, Gomer Pyle. That's exactly right. This is the former W Hotel. Now the Lotus Hotel. You don't hear much about it. They don't do much advertising, to be honest. Oh, King's Village? Yeah. I actually really liked the W, but it did not serve their brand. It was more of their brand is a younger hip crowd. So anyway, okay, here's Michael's. It's a high-end ocean front type restaurant. It's a little pricey, but it's very nice. Very, very nice. Very good food. Okay, so let's get on to the other programming. Sunday is going to be an epic South Shore Island tour. If you were part of the original or the first North Shore tour with myself, Shasta, and Kirk, you're going to love this one. It's going to be the opposite end of the island, somewhat southeast part of the island. And the places that we're going to be going by and some of the places that we're going to be stopping at are Makapuku Lighthouse. We thought about doing that trail, but Shasta, I know if I made her do that hike there and out, she would probably be ruined for the day. In addition, it's an hour hike in and out. It's very, very easy. It's paved. I mean, Lance could do it, for gosh sakes. And Greg could do it, for gosh sakes. But we're probably just going to drive past it. Then we're going to go to the blowhole. Then we're going to go to Makapu'u Beach. Probably just stop by there, get out, and show you the cool rocks and reef around that area. And then go to Sea Life Park, which is just right across the street. And the reason we're going to stop at some of those places is that I would like for you to see the proximity from one place to another, because often when you're planning your own island tour, you can get a little intimidated. I think you could get a little intimidated because you think these places are difficult to get into, going to be difficult to drive to. Where do you find them? How far apart are they? And when you see them on a map, it doesn't do them as much justice as seeing them in person. So hopefully that's going to help you guys out. So we're not going to stop. I mean, we'll stop for sure, but we're not going to get out and tour each area. But we will if the blowhole is going, which the tide right now, I mean, that's going to be Sunday, so I'm not sure what the tide's going to be. If it was going today, it would be uneventful probably during a low tide. Yes, Kirk will be driving us, and I want you all will see the benefit of having your own driver. And then we'll just go up the road. We're going to go to the macadamia nut farm. We will get out there, and then we're going to go to just right up the street, Kualoa Ranch we'll go to. We're going to get out and walk around that area a little bit. We're not going to do a tour because we have a tour booked in about 3 weeks. And we're trying to figure out that we can do the HUV, I think they are, that tour. We don't want to do the ATVs. And I don't want to do the bus or the Jeep. So we're trying to figure out a way that we can get the buggy vehicles and do the film tour. And then then we'll go to Polynesian Cultural Center. And because we're going to be going on Sunday, they're of course going to be closed. But we can get out and we'll just show you again how close it is to the road, how close it is to Kualoa Ranch and other locations, just so you're going to be able to get some sort of bearings on how much time it would take you to do the same tour we're going to do if you went on your own, okay? Or if you took Kirk or another Uber driver or something like that. And then we're going to go up to the area where Giovanni's Shrimp Truck is. I'm probably going to do something different just because I want to try something other than Giovanni's. There was a restaurant a food truck up there that Shasta had that I really want to try out. She probably will do something else too. She's not a big shrimp person, but we'll go to Giovanni's, and then you know where we're going to wrap it up, at Turtle Bay Resort. We're going to go test. We're going to test the bartender again and see if he can make those spicy margaritas and Mai Tais for us again like he did last time. And that's going to be Sunday, starting at 9 a.m. We may go by Hawaii Kai as well. And Hawaii Kai is like a really favorite area of mine. How many of you are familiar with Hawaii Kai? Oh, Evelyn used to live in Hawaii Kai. Excellent. Do you know, and I'm not trying to corner you. Do you know what year that started? Because I thought it was like 55, 56. Right? Is that right? The guy who owned Hawaii Kai was Henry Kaiser. And Henry Kaiser owned, that's where it was called Kai. He was named Kai, but it was called Hawaii Kai. And he dredged that whole area out and made it what it is like today. Yeah, 1960 or so, yeah. And he actually owned the Hawaiian Village, where Hilton Hawaiian Village is now. He bought it in 1955, and it was prior to that was called Hawaiian Village, and then Nui Mala Hotel. And that's when that was from like the early 1900s. It was actually called Waikiki Hotel in that same area, but it was only like 14 or 20 rooms, something like that. And then it went on to Nuimalo Hotel. Had like 70 rooms or 90 rooms. And that's when they did the lagoon. But in like 55, Henry Kaiser bought Hawaiian Village, and that's when he reimagined it and renamed it and made it what it is, or at the location where it is right now. And that location is actually made of it was built on the childhood village of where Duke Kahanamoku was born and was raised. So you can kind of imagine the lineage of those hotels. 1901 Moana Surfrider, and then Royal Hawaiian was Seaside Hotel, changed to Royal Hawaiian, and then Hawaii Village turned into Hawaiian Village. And that Henry Kaiser, you know what else he was famous for? You guys can cheat because we were I've said this on a couple of streams already. How about these beautiful oceanfront hotels or homes? Henry Kaiser was famous for building the Hoover Dam. He also had Kaiser Aluminum. He built a bunch of the vehicles for the war, and he started Kaiser Permanente, which is a health facilitator, which I'm sure some of you know. We're not on someone's private property, by the way. This is a walkway that splits the homes, goes to the beach. $27 a month. It's about what it is now. It's not much more than that. Oh, you mean $27, not $2,700. Okay. Yeah, that's someone's back porch right there, believe it or not. And all along here, this walkway. I love this walkway. I love coming down here, enjoying this walk. And actually going along this way here. You can walk there and go all the way down. There's a beach that splits it, but then it picks back up at this first park. I don't recall the name of this first park or the second park, but if you've been on streams before, you know that we just love those parks. That's looking back at Waikiki. Well, thank you, Rosemary. So the stream on Sunday, how many of you are going to be watching us on Sunday? We've thought about doing that stream on YouTube, but I think that we would have a mutiny from some of you if we did that. Nancy, I knew Nancy, you'll be there. Janet, you've got to be there. Sandy, where's Sandy? I haven't seen Sandy today. Do you guys want to walk and see this really cool park? Can you see the people at the very top of Diamondhead right there? And then to the left, that highest peak, you can see the people on the top of there. To the left, you can see the very top of the pillbox. I love that, the Hawaii freaks. That's actually one of my favorite words, calling people freaks, but in this day and age, a lot of people get offended by it. Oh, hello, Sandy. Sandy, I need to have a talk with you, just you and I, directly, if you don't mind. Okay, if you guys will, if everybody else will just kind of tune out for just a second. Sandy, I owe you an apology. I am so sorry. I did not think that my comments came off the way they did about you and your cousin. I know you're coming here to Hawaii with your female cousin, And when I was saying, quote, your female cousin, I wasn't implying anything other than that you may be coming here with a boyfriend instead. That I was just teasing you about that. I didn't mean anything by it. I was just trying to be funny. I know it wasn't a very good job. And that was probably one of the biggest complaints that we heard, was that I shouldn't have been implying anything because I don't know your situation. And I said, you know what? I think Sandy is a true OG, and I don't think she cares, and I don't think she took it any way other than the way I meant it, as just being funny. You know, I was just saying that I was just kidding that you were actually coming with a boyfriend or something like that. That's it. That's all I was trying to say. Okay, everybody else can come back. And I would love to buy you either a margarita or a Mai Tai when you come here. You're coming here soon, so if you're up for it, I'd love to buy you and your cousin a drink. If you like, if you want to, that'd be fine. I'd be happy to do it. Maybe I'll get round up Shasta. And I'm not making any excuses for myself, but when you speak for 2 hours straight and you're trying to remember facts and figures and point out things and not trip and not fall and figure out, okay, what am I going to say and do in the next 15 seconds, 15 minutes, 30 minutes? How much is the power? How much is left? Where do we need to go? Sometimes you end up saying the wrong things, and that's certainly been the case with me, but never was I meaning to be insensitive. She took some photos of that sock store. I saw that on the Facebook page. Pick any of those you want out. If you want one of these days, we'll just do a stream by Moana Surfrider, and then I'll just walk across the street and you pick out 3 or 4 pair of socks and I'll send them to you. I know you're going to be here soon, but it'd be better to get them free and sent to you, don't you think? Thank you, Cat Roy. I appreciate that. Haha, Janine Franklin. Yeah, you made a comment, I think, about Spam or the ostrich flowers or the ostrich socks. And there were some with some funky flowers, things like that. No, there is a library, but it's way over. Can't be the one you're thinking of. It's over by Cocoa Head. And there's another in Kaimuki, maybe. It's called, I'm not sure. If you stay on this road right here, this road will take you around the base of Diamondhead, and it will take you up to Diamondhead Lookout, which would be beautiful today. But every time we go up there, the reception is horrible. So we just avoid it. But I love it up there. This is where we go. When we do the hike around Diamondhead, we take this road right here. We walk all the way up to where there's a fork on the road. If you kept going straight, you'd walk to Kahala Resort, which is about 3 miles up the road, maybe 4. Yeah. Oh, I cut out. Yeah, right here it gets a real shaky, real iffy, guys. I apologize about the reception. It just doesn't, and it's not consistent as to where it's poor and where it's good. So, hang with me. Yeah, this beautiful, beautiful park. I mean, look at it. Not many people here, right? Well maintained. It's a beautiful location. The road to Diamondhead, look, see, there's Diamondhead right behind us. If I hold that still, you could probably see the hikers that are at the very, very peak. And on the right, you can see One Pillbox, the roof of One Pillbox. And then on the left, up there is the first pillbox I was telling you about. Is the video cutting out still? It shouldn't be. That satellite equipment is going to be from T-Mobile. It's T-Mobile and Starlink, and trust me, I've called about it. We're going to get it as soon as it comes out. They said it may be a couple of months. You can get Starlink at your home, which that's actually something else we're going to talk about right before I end the stream today. That's the walkway straight through there. If you want to, we could go. The audio's cutting out? Sorry. Let me check something here. I could try something here real quick.
I got a lot of cuts. I went to a place where it was a bunch of boulders.
All right, that audio and video is as good as it's going to get. This is a not a private beach because there aren't any, but this is a more secluded beach. This is about as crowded as it gets. You know, mostly people from HU. The university, locals. Not a lot of people from out of town come here. A lot of people don't know about it. If you see that walkway over there, we walked that whole walkway to the second park over there. And if you want, we can do that walk again. I actually like it because it just shows you a really unique part of Hawaii that not a lot of people get to see. Am I a football fan? You know, I used to be a big football fan, big time. Could name all the major players and conferences and their schedules, but in the last probably 8 years or so, I'm not a fan. I just dropped out. Why do you ask? Would you guys like to do that walk? It's not a far walk, and we may cut out a little bit with the stream, but you'll get to see a really unique way to get to a park on the other side. Yeah, it's a slow connection. Let's just do it, and if it gets bad, it'll be bad. It'll get better on the other side, but I think it's worth it. It's just a beautiful time. If you do this around sunset, 6 o'clock, it's magic here. Let's let these people in front of me go ahead of us a little bit. You can see it's really rocky here. It's not great for snorkeling just because it's a little bit rough. The current can be a little bit rough, and it's not very deep, so you're going to be running yourself along these rocks pretty consistently, to be honest. But Carol, is it pronounced like it's an E with the Carol with an E on the end? Or is it just spelled that way? Now this is just a retaining reinforced beach wall and walk, and to my left are homes. I'm not going to put the camera over the top, but these are very, very nice homes. And see these lights here? When they illuminate at night, it just lights up this water. It's just beautiful. And when the water is higher, or the tides are a little bit higher, man, it wets this wall. It's really I enjoy it. It's a great walk. And these lights are, as you can tell, they're all different. They're owned by the residents. They just choose to do it as a highlight. And here's what the walk looks like, where we just came from. And you can just imagine, we have some shots of this, what it looks like at sunset. This is a beautiful, actually this shot right here, let me show you. This shot right here is that's the shot. That's the sunset shot. Hello, Jennifer Fuller. They're actually putting this wall right here, this beige color. It's a rebuild, or it's a build on, I should say. And there's a house. I don't mind showing you this house. Their wall's low, so anyone could see it. But it's beautiful. It's really windy. I'm not sure if you guys are hearing it. But you can see just how clear the water is today. Yeah, I brought my mother out here not long ago. She loved it. And just right here where this little break is in the fence or the railing, this is where this new park is. I'm sorry, this different park, second park. It's not new, obviously. But they do a lot of photo shoots along here. If you look, I'm not going to go there because it looks like they're doing one, whether it's professional or amateur. Just at the end of this walkway, this far walkway there, is a reef area, and it makes it look like it's, the way you can shoot it, it makes it look like it's much more rustic and much more like out in the ocean a little bit more. But it just the way it's angled and just the way you shoot it, it looks really cool. You can kind of see the people over there shooting. And then this park is, it almost never has anybody in it. Just a few people. People just come here. There's a yoga class here, I think once or twice a day. This is one of the many parks where you can go all around the island, just not on the Waikiki side, the west side, but you can just grab a plate lunch, a couple of drinks, your travel buddy, come over here and relax. It's a good place to stop off after you've gone on your around the island tour. One more point or one more question to you guys about the South Shore Island tour. Are there any areas around there that you want to go? Any landmarks that you definitely want to see? The Macadamia Nut Farm, Kualoa Ranch, Polynesian Cultural Center. Again, they're going to be closed, so we're not going to be able to go inside, but we'll show you the outside. And again, a lot of this tour, we are going to be making stops. We'll stop at some of the roadside shacks. There's several down there along that south part of the shore, south part of the island that I want to show you. And again, a lot of this tour is going to be to show you the proximity to a lot of these places that are on the South Shore to one another, just so you can plan your own drive next time. That Macadamia Nut Farm is no joke. They have a coffee in there that, as the name implies, it's a macadamia nut coffee, which I do not like. Am not a fan. Their version of it is really, really, really good. Yes, Janine, I'm glad you brought that up. That's called, oh my gosh, what's it called? Something treetop or zip line, something Waikiki or Honolulu or Oahu or something like that. But we're going to do that whole course. We're going to go do the zip line, do the high wire line. We're going to do that all. We did that. We did the Manoa, but our reception kept cutting out. We did Manoa Falls. It was muddy, kind of rainy that day. You remember? Leonard's Bakery Truck. Yeah, Leonard's Bakery Truck. That's the other thing out there by. This is something I should have mentioned before. At Hawaii Kai, there's Hawaii Kai right here. It's in the neighborhood. Right across the street is Cocoa Head Trail. Right across the street from there is Hanauma Bay. And Hawaii Kai is home to Maui Brew Company, the Leonard's Bakery truck. So they sell malasadas there. And again, like I said, across the street is Cocoa Head Trail up the mountain there. And then right across the street is Hanauma Bay, just to give you a proximity. And they're literally like 1, 2, 3 next to one another. Yeah, this now you can see the pillbox right there. And then you can still see you can see the people at the very, very top of Diamond Head. And then right through here, if you could drill right through this about right there is the Kapiolani Community College, the KCC Community College, and that's where they have every Saturday. They have their farmers market. That is a fantastic, beautiful farmers market, and it's really a real farmers market in that they truly have farmers bringing their wares directly from the farm there. Not to dismiss any of the other farmers markets or other festivals, but that truly is. I think it's actually ran by the Oahu Farmers Association, if memory serves me right. Yep, for sure. One of the things I want to do on this tour that we didn't do like I wanted to last time is stop at some of the fresh fruit trucks. Even if we just get one little thing at each truck and it's going to cause us to stop more often, that's really the beauty of having a private driver like we have with Kirk. And as I understand, Kirk is still going to extend for the Going to Hawaii members that $150 rate. Don't hold me to that, but I'm going to confirm it. And we're obviously going to talk about it before the stream, but it's normally $195 per person for 8 hours. But for us, he's going to do $150 per person for 8 hours. And you're going to see the beauty of having your own driver. To me, it's just, there's absolutely no reason to do a tour any other way. To do with a bus full of 8 or 10 people, you're going to pay $60, $80 to $100 per person. They dictate where you go, when you go, how long you stay at each location, where you go eat. Sometimes the food is included and it's just, not up to par. Maybe you want to stop at a place, but you drive right past it. Well, with Kirk as your driver, or as a private driver, you stop wherever you want to, and you stay as long as you want. Hang on. I don't think you want that. I'm surprised you guys stick around for 5 minutes on these streams, let alone doing it in person. There's some beautiful beautiful houses. God, I've got hotels on my mind. There's some beautiful hotel. Did it again. Some beautiful houses. They look like hotels, don't they? Beautiful houses at the foot of Diamond Head right here. And this is I would love to be able to take you up to the Diamond Head Lookout, because today would be probably a day that you'd see maybe some whales, because the surf is so low, tide is so low. but we would cut out too much going up the hill there. Hello, Debbie. Yeah. There's just nothing. There's no downside. Oh, here's the. Oh, sorry.
No, it was a better deal.
Here's the name of the park. Yeah, they're in the 3 to 5 million range. There's one. Well, we actually did the prices when we walked to Kahala Resort. That's actually one of my favorite walks, but it gets a little boring because you're just walking past just beautiful homes a lot of the way. We're able to cut into the beach a number of times, but I just think that some people get too bored with that hike. But it's one of my favorites, Kahala. Walking from Waikiki to Kahala Resort and back. If you guys want to do that again, I'm game. I love it. What are the ones for? Beautiful flowers, boy, very fragrant. I think I missed something. I don't mind showing you these homes because you can actually see through the fence. This is a compound. This actually is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 properties in one. Oh, the ones are for me. For what? To get someone else to do these streams. Oh, is there a tour guide? Pfft. Maybe Shasta. Gosh, I keep saying it. This home right up here is very, very nice. I mean, they're all very nice, but this one is really expansive at the very top. Yeah. And this last home that's the one that we were walking past. That was doing the rebuild or repaint of that wall, just to give you an idea of where we were, that kind of beige wall. And just I know we're going kind of backwards, but just so you know, if you take this road and walk up here about another half a mile, right there, on the right hand side, you'll see, and from half a mile to maybe 3/4 of a mile, on the right hand side, you'll see 4 different lookout areas where you can pull out with your car, or we walk it. It's an easy walk from Waikiki. It's not difficult. There's only one little incline there towards the end, but you can actually see it from here. It's not bad at all. Well, you can't really see it from here. It's right around that corner right there. And it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. And then you just keep going, and you can walk all the way around the base of Diamondhead. And we actually have several maps, interactive maps, that show myself and a couple people walking from Waikiki around the base of Diamondhead and back to Waikiki, and it's about 6 miles. And then we stopped at Diamondhead Grill along the way. We didn't do a live stream. It's just an interactive map. So maybe you want to look that up. And if you guys want to do that, again, I'm happy to do it. But again, we'll cut out because we lose reception, and that just drives me crazy that we do that for you guys. But like Janet, I think Janet said, T-Mobile has a new product coming out soon. The week it comes out, I promise you we will have it. The week it comes out here in Hawaii, it's a mobile phone with Starlink access, and I think it's it's either $595 or $490, so $500 or $600 per month. But I'm happy to pay that. If it means I don't cut out when we go on hikes, that means we could go on hikes, we can go on catamarans, we can go on boats, we can go on little cruises. I mean, we will never drop out. Or we won't drop out nearly as much as we drop out now. So do you guys kind of see where we went? We came up this road. and then went into this park area here, looked at the beach, and then went along that walkway and just did a little circle there. I just want to make sure you guys know kind of where we're at. Michelle, it really depends. I mean, is it her that's coming by herself, or with her friend, or is she coming with you? And I mean, what's your budget, and how many days are you staying, and how many times have you been to Hawaii? Those are really the things I always ask. What's your budget? Who's staying? How many days? And how many times have you been to Hawaii? Because that really does have a lot to do with it, in my opinion. Yeah, Starlink at home is different than Starlink mobile. I believe, don't hold me to this because who knows what the T-Mobile guy was saying, but I believe they're going to make it out available. When it's available, it's available. I mean, they've been waiting to put it on T-Mobile for a while. But I don't know. I mean, it could be another 2 year waiting for all I know, but I know they just partnered up. I believe it was the 1st of February, and now they're going to try and roll it out. What that means, I have no idea. But I will have it once they make it available. Oh, the Surf Jack. Surf Jack is a nice little kind of a community type style hotel that's dog friendly. It's actually very, very pro dog and dog friendly. Do you guys want to go down this main road or back through the neighborhood that we went through before? You let me know. I need to make a mic adjustment here. Or you decide that's where we came through before, and that's just more street, but it just takes you on the street going right into Waikiki. Let me know. Oh wow, a month to stay. And how long have you guys been here before? Have you been to Oahu before? Yeah, it's rainy season. That's why it's so. Yeah, back to the neighborhood. I think so too. And you can see these buildings, these homes here. These are from 1923 to 1931. And they have little placards on them on the front. You see a little placard, but you can see their beautiful roofs. And this is a new roof, as you can tell, but they kept the style the same instead of tearing it out. That's probably I don't know if that's original or I doubt it's original, but it's yeah, it's tar shingle. It's not original, but that's the same style. But I think these homes are beautiful. Just beautiful. There's a home, a friend of mine's home. I actually have a couple of friends' homes that we can go into on the way to Kahala. One, and I've mentioned this before, I'm not saying it to flex, I'm just saying it because it's memorable. But he doesn't live there all the time, and it's like a 12-bedroom, and it's beautiful. Super, 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 super nice. But he has, in his home, he has bamboo floors. And the bamboo floors aren't bamboo compressed and chopped up and made into, it's actual strips of bamboo where they strip it. Oh my God, it is one of the most beautiful floors I've ever seen. But I want to take you in there because there's so many beautiful things about that home, and it's right on the beach and it's very nice. He's not there much, but I need to time it right when we go there. So we'll go there. I like looking at homes like that. Okay, so Michelle, so you've been here a number of times, and when you say you're going to come here for a month, are you going to stay on Oahu for that whole time, or do you plan to island hop? Because man, 3 weeks, even 2 weeks on Oahu, if you've been here a few times, that's a long time. But let's just say you're coming for you're going to stay in Hawaii for a month, for 30 days. You're going to spend half the time on Oahu, the other half on another island. What I would do is I would actually pose that question into the Going to Hawaii group and you'll get a lot of good feedback, some bad feedback, but mostly good, 90% good. And then consider maybe staying at, 2 different islands, And another thing is I would reach out to Cassie Vegas. She did an interview with us. She was our very first Going to Hawaii member live interview, and she did just a fantastic job. Her husband didn't do that great, but she did really, really good. And now I'm compelled to let you know that I was teasing when I said that, just because someone doesn't get upset when I... But anyway, Tommy did a great job too. But reach out to Cassie. She's a great member, but she did that exact same thing. She came and stayed here for about 7 days or so, 10 days. And then they went and spent like 7 or 10 days on the Big Island. She would be a great person to ask because she just did that. She just did that trip. And then otherwise, you're going to want a hotel probably with the kitchenette. And if you're staying that long, and depending on what your budget is, if you have, unlimited budget, I would stay at Halekulani. But that's going to be about 12 grand to stay there. If you don't have that kind of budget, which is kind of ridiculous to spend that even if you have it, Moana Surfrider is a great, beautiful hotel. Fantastic, fantastic location. It's dead center Waikiki. It's a little tiny bit loud at night, but it's great. If you want to stay in a place that's going to be, I don't want to say all-inclusive in the legal term, but it's everything you need is right there. I would say Hilton Hawaiian Village. You could go there for the luau. You can stay there for almost all of your dining. Beach is right there. The fireworks on Friday night. But again, if you're staying in Waikiki proper, if you're going to stay in Waikiki proper, any hotel, you're close. You're not really far away from anything. Again, it's, if you want to do ocean view suites, it's like, what's your preference? I mean, how much time you're going to spend in your room? If you want it to be just an unforgettable trip for your mother, which is what I'm sure that's what you're wanting, and for everybody else and it depends on, I'm just assuming that, let's just say that you don't want to spend, every cent that you have on travel. I would spend more money on doing activities and going places as opposed to the hotel, because after you're there for 3 days, it's like an apartment. It's unremarkable. It is what it is. You're there to shower, sleep, and you're probably not going to eat many meals there. So I would get maybe a kitchenette. Make sure you have a kitchenette and, kitchen facilities, which that's going to limit some of the hotels that you choose. And then the other question is, how important is it that you're on the ocean? If you're on the ocean, there's about, 11 hotels to choose from. If you don't mind being off the ocean, you could get it, the Hyatt. But I'll be honest, the rate for the Hyatt is almost the same rate as an ocean view on the Moana Surfrider, almost. Royal Hawaiian is going to be a little bit more pricey. But you can stay kind of off to the side a little bit at Queen Kapiolani or the Park Shore, or you can stay right on the beach at Waikiki Reef. Outrigger Reef or Outrigger Waikiki. And Outrigger Waikiki is where they have Dukes. But again, I wouldn't stay at any one hotel because it has a venue at that particular place, simply because if you're staying at Hilton Hawaiian Village, to get to Duke's is a hop, skip, and a jump. It's immaterial on the time it takes you to get there. And I certainly wouldn't want to choose a hotel just based on its proximity to Duke's or any other venue, to be honest. Twin Fin, we just had a couple of members stay at the Twin Fin. They'll be able to tell you if they like that or not. That's a little bit more affordable, but it's literally right on the beach. It has a great bar, Tiki's. They won the Best Mai Tai challenge that we ran. Best Mai Tai on Oahu. There's the Queen Kailua, which is it's a Sheraton. It's right across the street from Sheraton, Waikiki, and Moana Surfrider, and just catty corner from the Royal Hawaiian. Actually, it's closer to the Royal Hawaiian than Sheraton Waikiki. Yeah, Cassie did. And then, you know, the other thing is, you know, if you're going to stay here that long, you're really going to get the locals kind of feel for it. You know, if you're staying that long, they're very likely going to have one of the street fairs on Kalakaua. You're going to be able to go to probably the What the Truck event. That event is what we're doing this Friday night. You'll be able to do that. And then you could do little day trips, and little day trips that I would recommend would be take a day trip out to Ko'olina Resort at the Oahu Resort, or actually I'd rather stay at the Four Seasons, and it's right next door to the Aulani Hotel. And that's a great day trip. And then do a Circle Island tour. I mean, if it were me, I would do a Circle Island tour, and I would take 2 days to do it. I would take one day and do the North Shore and go from Waikiki to Turtle Bay and stop, and then come back home. And then I would wait another day or so, and then I would do the southern part of Waikiki, the southern part of Oahu, leaving from Waikiki, and do the southern part and end up at Turtle Bay. And that way, and I would do that early in the trip. That way, if you're afforded that type of time, by doing that trip over 2 days, you're going to see every single part of the island, and then you're going to be able to plot your plan after that, and then go to Kualoa Ranch and Polynesian Cultural Center and decide if you want to go back and do some other things that you missed because you didn't have time to stop. That's my recommendation, especially if you're staying that long. And then if you've got a month to stay, I would for sure go to Maui or Big Island, and I would pre-plan a day trip. The Waikiki Resort Hotel. I actually had to do a mea culpa on that as well. I had it completely mixed up. It's right across the street from the Twin Fin, and they actually redid the lobby, and I understand they did the rooms not long ago. That is a great location, and I believe the rates are pretty darn good, and I think they have kitchenettes. That's another good option. The Waikiki Resort Hotel. Oh, do they, Sandy? I didn't know that. You know, we need to do a tour of that place and do a photo shoot and look at some of their rooms. We definitely need to do that and show them to you guys.
How's it going?
Ready. You know, the other part of staying here is not just where you'll stay, but what you do when you're here. And I don't want to imply that you can not plan anything and just come here and wing it. But boy, and Cassie believed this the same way. She said that it was a mistake to plan as much as she did. I believe, and again, ask Cassie, she'll be happy to talk with you. But I believe she said she booked like 60 to 80% of their time, and that was a mistake. And I agree, and that's what I always recommend. When you come, there's several things you should book if you're staying on Oahu. You should book Diamondhead, you should book Hanauma Bay, if those are places that you want to go in advance. And then if you really, really, really know exactly which luau you want to go to, book that in advance too. If you really know that you want to stay in go to a luxury luau like Royal Hawaiian, or maybe something a little bit more intimate like Halekulani, or if you want to go on a stupid tour bus with a bunch of people you don't know and go to Polynesian Cultural Center, then book that. For sure, book those 3 things in advance. But short of that, you're not going to have to worry about snorkel, scuba, surfing lessons, catamaran sails, fishing tours, circle the island tours. I can walk right now. It's whatever time it is now. It's probably 3 o'clock. I can go book Friday, Saturday, Sunday and pick any tour that you want. I could book it right now if I wanted to by just going down the street. I may pay a little bit more, but now I have the freedom to decide what it is I want to do and what day I want to do it. I'm not beholden to some ridiculous schedule that I made while I was sitting back in St. Louis, not knowing what was going on, you know. Here, you're just going to be a lot more relaxed when you get here. Sandy, Maria, what hotel did you choose? I'm sorry I missed it. Where's Wanda the Wonderful? Is she on here? I know she's staying just until like another, I think through this weekend, but I need to. She just wants the beach. Yeah. If you want to, we'll walk right in front of it. Maria, do you want to stay on and we'll walk right in front of the beach resort? I'm sorry, the Waikiki Resort Hotel. We have to walk back that way right now anyway. If the battery holds up, I was just planning on doing a quick 1 hour stream, so. Oh, yes. Guess what else? Better news. I meant to hold this off for Friday, but I'm going to tell you now. Because we, meaning you guys, all of us together, because we did such a great job with the Waikiki trolley stream, and because you guys had such a positive response, and because we had, I was going to say, you guys guess how many, but you guys did a great guess on my steps, how many steps I took that day. But because you guys did such a great job, Waikiki Trolley has agreed to give away more Waikiki Trolley passes. And I believe, don't hold me to this, actually I don't want to say how many per month. Actually, no, I can. Hang on a second. Let me get someone in my ear here. That's the other thing I do. Someone's in my ear a lot of the times as well while I'm talking. How many? 4. So I actually told them on the last stream, just to be a total clarity for you guys. They said, well, we don't really know, and they're going to hear this probably, which is good. I'm glad they do. Glad they will. They said, well, we don't really know.
Maybe those are lanes that like.
You know, we can do 4 passes, and that's really it. You know, and I'm sure they get a lot of people saying, oh, we can get a lot of views, and you know, they have, even Waikiki Trolley have like only 4,000 people on their Facebook page. So I know how many social mentions they get. And Terry and Cindy, or actually Terry is a magician at that stuff. She knows how many mentions they get. We gave them, I think it was almost 200 mentions. You guys did such a great job. So it's like two up to 4 a week is what we can give away. So I told them, I said, if you guys don't give us these next 4 passes, I'm going to start buying them myself. And because our members and viewers love those things. They just love those passes. You know, some of our viewers are coming within the next week, the next month, the next, you know, if we can keep them, you know, active within the next year, then I'll buy them myself, you know, because they like them. But we had 63,000 views of that stream. 63,000 people. That's a lot for those 3 streams, 63,000. Here, let's go over here by the beach so you can see some water. Yeah, you guys did it, not me. You guys did a great job. So you're going to benefit from it. And we also have some other cool things coming up with Dukes. Dukes is we're going to be giving away some Dukes passes. The challenge with that is that just like, you know, they're good for a year, but not everybody's going to be here within a year. Some people aren't coming for another 2 years, or they just left, or. But I like doing Dukes because it's just a. Yeah, I don't know for what though, what I'm famous for. Oh, Gerard, if you didn't make it, we can't tell you now. It was a private group meeting, Gerard. Yeah, we'll still do them. We'll still do Dukes giveaways, but I want to change them up. We'll do Dukes. We'll do some other bigger things like you know, like dinner at Dukes, like a $100 gift certificate at Dukes or something like that. Something more substantial. Oh yeah, Mary, didn't you come here with your daughter or your daughter-in-law or something like that? I think we got them to you just like right under the wire or something, if I recall right. Well, the super secret thing was, we're actually where we started right now. Do you want me to start all over, Gerard, and just give you the whole tour again? No, we just did a recap of what we're going to be doing on Friday and Sunday. Friday we're doing the outlet shopping. And then we're going to do South Shore Island Tour. Now we're just giving a recap of all the places we're stopping, and we're going to do the Sandy and Nancy decided that we're going to do, and Janet decided we're going to do 2 streams on Friday night. You'll break up the shops and the food trucks into 2 streams, which I agree with. That was basically it. But you got to be on the member board meeting streams, man. And we have to give these a designation. We have to give them a title. An OG stream, just so you guys know what the OGs are. It's a board meeting. See this table right here? Here's your view at sunset. How's that? And they have music, live music, either right there or right there. OG stream. Everybody's invited, but only OGs will know what it's about, I'm sure. Good, Gerard. Happy to hear that. Because with power comes great responsibility, as you know, Gerard. And I can't guarantee that you're going to retain OG status had you kept missing our OG streams. I mean, there's only so many OG places, right? Only so many OG. We just can't have an unlimited number of OGs. We're going to define how many OGs we have. And I know some of you are going to be angered by that, and I can't really go back Terry and Cindy have tried to go back and figure out how many people were on the first streams and who you were, and put you in a spreadsheet, which, by the way, we need to announce who won the Waikiki trolley tagging pass. We're going to do that tomorrow night on the Friday night stream. We're going to announce that. I have the name. It was sent to me, and I just cannot remember who it was. I tell you right now, but I'd rather do it tomorrow night. But we're going to designate people that are OGs, going to Hawaii OGs, and they're going to get a special gift. And I think we're trying to figure out, are we going to have 50 of them, 25 or 100? I'm leaning towards 25. And we're going to base it on number of comments, number of streams you've been on, that type of thing. And I know that's inclusive, but I think it's a good thing to do. What do you guys think? OG, original gangsters. Oh, we've got merchandise coming. We've already built probably five, six different logos. And if you guys know how, you guys will soon, once you see the website, you'll know how much, because I'm going to go over it with you and talk to you all about it, give you guys a special sneak peek for your eyes only. Same thing we did with our logo and our merchandise. We've got hats, shirts. We're just going to load you guys up with it. Yeah, OG, original gangster. What a horrible way to end a day. I just look up and I see this plane leaving the Honolulu airport. Could you imagine leaving today? Actually, the worst one was last week on Friday night. There's such a beautiful, beautiful sunset. I mean, it was just gold, amber, orange, and there was flight after flight after flight about every 20 minutes leaving Hawaii, and they were looking out the window at that sunset, leaving on a Friday night. Yeah, we're going to have shirts and hats. We're going to have beach bags. Do a lot of giving away. Then if we see you on the beach, if we catch you on the beach in a going to Hawaii hat or shirt or something, we're going to stop you and give you some do-re-mi. Look at these beautiful flowers they just put in a couple weeks ago. They're coming in very nicely. Now they're going to do something with the fountain. And I actually thought they should have done what they were going to do with the fountain first before they put the flowers in. Just a thought. There's the park shore. Their wonderful deck, beautiful for sunsets. Here's the twin fin. If you're looking for the twin fin, it's right there with tiki's on the corner. Steve Miller is the bar manager, a fantastic guy. He's just a natural. Love that guy. And he has major lineage here in Waikiki. I did not know that. A couple of the original OGs were telling me about how OG that guy was. There's the Marriott, Waikiki Beach. How many years have I been doing these live streams? We've been doing these about 4 months, maybe, is all. Right, would you guys say 4 months? No, let's see. Probably 5 or 6 months, I would guess. But I've done other YouTube, I've done other film and video. You would never know it, but I've done film and video for many years since then, before that. $2 an hour, I believe, for the bike rentals. Longer? It's been longer than that? Longer than 6 months? That's how much. Oh, OGs are coming all kinds of definitions, my friend. Yeah, that's the Marriott. Twin Fin is back there. We're going to sneak up here at the Waikiki Resort Hotel. There is the ill-informed choice for best cheeseburger on Oahu. We're almost finished. Almost. Circle Hotel. It's the Franklin and the Aston Tower. That is the Circle Hotel. Beth CEO. You're on a new account. Beth CEO. What's my name? Tony. Duke's is really, 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 really good. Way up there. That's the Aloha. This is where they have the, we posted a picture on the Facebook page about their beautiful aquarium inside their lobby there just last week, or just this week rather. And there's the Waikiki Resort Hotel right there. Yeah, this is their ramen noodle and miso, or ramen noodle restaurant and sake bar. Marimoso. I actually forgot who we were showing this hotel to, But this is the Waikiki Beach Tower. This is still an Aston Hotel, which used to own this hotel as well. But they don't use the Aston name. This is long-term rentals, not vacation rentals, but long-term rentals and a hotel. This one right here. Is the viewer who was on here earlier about the Waikiki Resort Hotel, is she still on here? We were on a little longer than I thought it was going to take. Is that you, Michelle, that we were doing this for? You want to go inside? Maria, that's who it is. There you go. Okay. It's a, I don't want to say it's a dated hotel. Well, it is, but I mean, you get what you're paying for, but it's nice and clean. They just kind of redid this lobby a little bit. Not a total redo, but it's, you know, new paint, carpeting, furnishings, that type of thing. There's their bell desk. You know, it's not, that's why it's more affordable. You know, you're not paying for all the, you know, super high amenities. It does have 3 elevators, which is good, especially for a hotel this size, or this age rather. They have a rental car company. I think Activities Planet right there. And they have a store, like a little convenience store here. It goes up to the atrium area. Yeah, free breakfast is at the Lima, that restaurant right here. There's the surf bar. I'm not familiar with that, but just so you know. Okay, guys, that's about it, and that's about all the power we have. So we've ran out. We will talk to you Friday night, 4 o'clock Hawaii time. Be there.